Hello, Virgo. How are you? Let's connect with the message from your guides because I feel your guides. They have something very important to tell you today. Before I even started your reading, they were telling me that everything in your life is about to change. So let's see what's about to shift for you, Virgo, because there's definitely something changing on your path. Let's tune into this powerful message and see exactly what your guides want to bring through for you right now. I also have there the message from the Angels of Abundance and a very special message that Archangel Michael wants to give you. Well, Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Do you see what I am telling you? And the card of Liberation, which is the Death card. Everything is about to change because your life is going to undergo a great transformation. Something that makes your life change completely and makes you feel extremely liberated from any type of restriction or conflict, and above all, also from control. Because in the face of what is a crisis, you may have that need to want to adjust something, to protect something, or to always have your defenses up. And all that can do is wear you out and generate conflicts with your environment. So a moment arrives where you really realize that you have to change. You have to change this reality, right? New forms and new ways for what this change may turn into. This shift, I can already feel, is right on the verge of arriving, and it's beginning to make itself known in a very real way. That is why death appears, to speak to us of an ending, of a necessary ending, and of an ending that at the same time brings an excellent, quite favorable beginning, because it is not just any change that I feel. That is why I told you. There is something that is about to change. I'm talking about big changes in many things, in life circumstances, in economic matters, in matters of relationships, in work matters, because they are radical changes. Changes at the root that also make sense of a particular need where your shadow, where your change of attitude also helps a lot to provoke this, because you are going to go looking for those new forms or new ways or new motives when you are realizing that your life is changing, that your life is changing. And it is a good moment where you find yourself transforming and freeing yourself from everything that you do not like or no longer makes sense to you. In fact, you're going to notice that it's very likely you're already making changes in the way you're handling certain resources, whether financial or relational, and even in how you're loosening a bit of that excessive control you've been holding on to. These challenges are not merely financial in nature. They are deeply relational as well. Furthermore, they touch upon the necessity of letting go of that excessive need for control in certain areas of your life where you already know deep down that it is simply not worth the effort to continue exhausting your energy. It's time to release that burden, focus your spirit elsewhere, and embrace a more balanced approach to the things that no longer serve your growth. Or it can also be control in what refers to something material, where you will be balancing in a very transformed way what are matters like money, expenses, and everything that you understand you need to control. But being a little more flexible, especially in this specific situation of the Five of Wands. Because when the Five of Wands appears, it is because one is in the middle of a conflict that bothers them. This isn't a problem that can't be solved. It's not a conflict that's making you feel bad, literally, but it can still be wearing you down, even on an energetic level, draining you little by little without you even fully noticing it. It can be making you lose time. It can be making you, lose quality in any of the aspects of your life. So here, you could even be in the middle of a disagreement, an argument, and that leaves you divided, Virgo, right? So that's why it's basically telling you, okay, that's enough. All right, let's move on. If you no longer want to feel divided, you need to let go of something. Perhaps what you need to release is this: the tension that this situation creates for you, or being stuck in this conflict because you and other people are not reaching an agreement, or you are simply not seeing things the same way. And there's a situation here that's really getting the better of you because there are one or more people who simply refuse to listen to anyone except themselves, all while acting like they're the only ones who are right, you know? It's that kind of energy where nobody wants to budge, nobody wants to hear another point of view, and that makes everything feel even more tense and exhausting for you, for wanting to win something. So it is not necessarily a conflict caused by harmful interest nor motivated by violent feelings. No, not at all. But it is indeed necessary that it ends because this is going to trigger a great change in you. So what it really seems like is that maybe you're defending a position of truth. And then there's this situation that gets created there and it develops in a pretty conflictive way because what's at stake is not just an opinion, but something you feel deeply committed to protecting. So sometimes when we arrive at the Five of Wands, it is because we want to defend something. That is why you have the Four of Pentacles, or to protect something that has to do with something very particular to us. Like, what are your ideas or yearnings that obviously we do not want to let go of? And that's fine. But we also have to ask whether this is really worth it, whether it's worth keeping ourselves in this state of tension, right? Sometimes we also have to come to terms with the fact that other people may not think the way we do or may not fully understand our point of view, and that doesn't necessarily make either side wrong. We have to see to what point we can support that. because sometimes we can be playing in this place, in this spot, a role in this situation, a role where we would be losing more than we want to lose, or more than what we have bet on in this situation. So it is like, well, we have to move forward, or we surrender to the discussion and see what happens. We listen to the other, we negotiate, we collaborate for a common good, or the conflict can happen without Virgo. That is how you can manage it from that place. And this happens obviously because you perhaps are already tired and do not want to continue empathizing. You do not want to understand how this situation is going with respect to others. So there you have it. I think this is the spark that can help you reach this major change I'm seeing ahead. And this big transformation is honestly very interesting for you because it feels like the starting point of something much deeper, something that can really shift the direction of your life. This, I have no doubt, is also going to make you take very interesting decisions with respect to other areas of life. Because imagine that if here it has to do, for example, with a work matter, right? Or family or partner. Whether or not you like it, this is no longer adding up for you and you need to renew or you need to end this stage. And it may be that you put a full stop for this new beginning. So here, death is showing us that this is undeniably a moment where you are on the verge of experiencing a significant change. You are absolutely ready for this new beginning. I don't know if it is so unexpected because perhaps you have been expecting it for a while, and that is going to bring with it certain uncertainty because perhaps this implies that you have to leave this context, but perhaps it is no longer healthy for you to maintain that situation. So regardless of how it happens, the time that is coming for you, which brings change, is the very thing signaling that you are moving on to a brand new stage in your life. It is time for you to embrace this new beginning. This will be a phase you will truly value, a period where you will step into and unfold a brand new version of yourself. So here you are no longer arguing in this new version. You are already surrendering to what is the change you are managing in a perfect way while to engage with your ideas to develop yourself. And it is not necessary to have control over that. So it is an invitation to let go. It is an invitation to let go of this, which in some cases I think already has you very tied to it. You have to let go of this that is already old for you. You need to embrace the new opportunities that are emerging. It is a period that might make you feel as if things are always going to remain exactly the way they are right now. There is not going to be a change in anything, but really there is indeed going to be one, and it will show itself, right? So you have to trust that life is opening a new door for you or a new stage that leads you to a much better possibility. So if you maintain detachment from all this, because sometimes in this situation, the result happens by itself, it is no longer necessary for one to be intervening and wearing oneself out, but rather it happens by itself. Well, here you are realizing that this perhaps is an experience that serves you to, well, let go of that and take the situation as a situation of experience and learning and be grateful for what you have lived. Because death here can act as advice. We are giving you the opportunity for you to choose to open doors to a new beginning, to a new stage. This can be for Virgo who wants to undertake something alone, who wants to change jobs, who wants to let go of what is the control of a relationship that is already a bit worn out, or some personal situation that you need to change. Well, impressive. And you have the Seven of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups card, and the Five of Swords card. Well, there you have a Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups card is a card that speaks to us a little about what is illusion, or daydreaming. So you have to be a little careful because indeed opportunities are coming and they are quite favorable. And we want to move forward on what is security. And the opportunity is going to present itself in a secure way. But here you have to see which ones within these possibilities are the possibilities that are feasible, not possibilities in a projection of desires or illusion. And there you will have to be sufficiently intelligent and sufficiently strategic to choose what is most convenient. That is why you have the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords is a card that is telling us that this change of direction gives you the possibility, yes, surely, of being more intelligent and more astute to achieve what is now, yes, a victory. So the possibilities are there, but they are possibilities that perhaps align, yes, with your desires and with your illusions, but you have to choose from what is a purification. That is to say, being conscious that what you are going to choose must have a foundation. It has to be real. It has to be demonstrable. And above all, it also has to give you security. Because for a reason, you are leaving what is a situation of conflict, and you really have to get out of there. You have to get out of there. It's interesting that you have two fives, because that is once again speaking to the concept of change, right? So the energy or nature of change is implicit in your reading so that you move, And you can mutate a situation to embrace what is a new opportunity or opportunities that want to present themselves in your life. Because it is not that you want to win something, it is that it is already yours. The point is that you are recovering something that you lost here. Because in that battle, in that fight, in that situation, in that conflict, you may have also felt that they stole something from you, that they stole ideas from you, that they stole this time, illusions or issues. No, anything. Well, here it says it again. Watch out for that. Because yes, you can continue in that loop of arguments, that loop of conflict with other people, but you have to choose, you have to be conscious that it is the moment to leave. And if you do it, which you are going to do as well, look at what you have, a 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is a card that is speaking to us about happiness. And it is not just any happiness, it is the emotional victory that this new beginning or new stage generates for you. When one reaches the 9 of Cups, it is because they truly had the wisdom to withdraw in time, and they are feeling very, very happy or very content for what they are achieving. Because here, what you are defending is also not something that is exclusively of a material nature. It is something that has to do with your emotions. And it is good, it is very good that you protect yourself and that you become aware of your emotional freedom and that you become empowered again. Because here they are preparing you to believe, to trust, to be able to open yourself to what could be any type of beginning that excites you, not only with a relationship, which it can be, but also with any type of situation that you are going to live from what is this totally new and very favorable reality. Maybe that you are like adjusting yourself after all this, that it may be for you a moment where this process not only exhausted you emotionally, but also disappointed you. 9 of Cups then places you at that moment where your desire is fulfilled and you begin to feel that wonderful sense of true happiness. And above all, it also announces what is something that you wanted to materialize that becomes a reality. So yes or yes, here comes the moment of satisfaction and tranquility, along with that feeling that finally your life has changed and that it is in order, that the relationships are in order. What can be this moment is in order, where after all this, you begin to feel comfortable, you begin to feel respected, you begin to feel supported, and above all, without divisions. You are celebrating and enjoying. An image, I mean, you are the vivid image of that person who knew perhaps to withdraw in time. That is why you win that great prize, whether you are literally competing for something in this 5 of Wands and have to resort to different strategies or ways to win that reward, or perhaps you are simply trying to overcome the specific situation in your life. Instead, it is telling us about that, right? That we are taking a second look at this whole matter and we are getting very, very favorable results, satisfaction and happiness. This moment serves as a clear announcement that you are truly going to start feeling a deep sense of happiness regarding everything you are currently achieving. It is something that will fill you with immense pride, and it will also grant you the strength to regain that self-confidence you once had. Above all else, this shift is going to provide you with the beautiful opportunity to finally return to living a normal, peaceful life again, leaving all those complicated struggles in the past as you move forward with a renewed and much lighter spirit. Without any more setbacks, without any more fights, without being overwhelmed and wanting to control losing something. Someone taking something away from you and taking something away from you, whatever it may be. The same goes if we're talking about a relationship. Just imagine they're telling us that you really can trust what may be a new feeling coming in, something genuine. Because if the Death card is here, I don't believe we're talking about someone who hurt you before and that you would still want to keep in your life. This points to something different, something new, not to a person who caused you pain. That will depend on each one, but if it is within your desire, it could be. The desire is fulfilled, and you will have to be grateful for it because you are going to list the good things in your life and you are going to feel gratitude for what you already have because that is going to help you center yourself in your heart. If there are already things to be grateful for, it is because you are surely going to be leaving your worries behind. You should feel grateful at this moment. Continuing to focus on gratitude will help you discover more extraordinary things that are there for you, things that are prepared and waiting for you at this very moment. It may be that you are celebrating the happiness of connecting in a new workplace or a new way of working or something that excites you very much and that really well you are choosing to live in a coherent way. It manifests so that you embrace that normal and happy life. And there, I see someone who could really be helping you to believe in love again. Well, it is telling us here that you are on the right path. Archangel Michael tells us that right now he is claiming this moment, this ideal moment for you. It is yours to embrace and truly make yours. He says that he will be sending you clear and easy to understand advice through signs. that he will be motivating you and will be taking you along the path of courage and confidence so that you can make the healthiest changes in your life possible in the healthiest way possible. May it be so, Virgo, and so it shall be.